creative riff writing. This is something else I've wanted to do for a while, and finally making it happen. So just like the shred challenge that was released a couple days ago, I want to do something about riff writing. Just like the shred thing, I'm basically figuring this thing out as we go. So this month, A Hungarian minor, one of my favorite scales. Let's use that. The little opening to the video that you heard there was basically like showcasing some of the sounds you can make with Hungarian minor. And the drums that were used, well, that's what you get to use. So there is a link to those drums in the video description for YouTube and Facebook. Instagram, where you're going to have to go to milehighshred.com to get that. A big goal with this idea is to promote creativity, teach some new scales, and hopefully everyone has fun doing so. From now until December 20th, that's what you have to write something, record something, and record it in such a way that you can definitely hear the guitars and the drums easily. For those of you who know how to record things and have a digital audio workstation, also known as a DAW, for those who are unfamiliar with that term, use that. Get the best quality recording you want to get that you can. You can double up the guitars. You can add as many guitar parts as you want. You can add some bass. You can keep it super, super simple. Totally up to you. After December 20th, what I will do, or what the plan is, pick like 5 to 10, depending on how many submissions there are, but pick 5 to 10 of what I feel are the most creative submissions, and then showcase it on YouTube, share it on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. To submit your video, let's use the hashtag MileHighShredRiff1 and put that in your Instagram or YouTube video. This way I can search for it. The link that contains the drums for you to download also contains scales of Hungarian minor. I have up the 3 notes per string shapes and some condensed shapes that are a bit easier to play. And with this first creative riff writing challenge, no constraints on what you use. So you can do chords, you can do lead stuff, you can solo, just do whatever you want really, as long as it's in A Hungarian minor. Now, one exception could be using power chords to play Hungarian minor stuff and just using your traditional 1 and 5. That's perfectly fine. Technically, not all of that is in key because we can't just have a root and a fifth all the time. But because a power chord uses the root and fifth intervals together, it just sounds like you're beefing up the root note. So that's an exception to this whole stay specifically in Hungarian minor. Now, to further explain that, A Hungarian minor, we have A, B, C, D sharp, E, F, G sharp. So if you start a power chord on any of those notes, that works really well. So some of those power chords that would not technically be in key, if we go up to the B note here, we would get that, which is basically a diminished fifth. Then we have an augmented fifth starting on C. We'd have a D sharp diminished fifth. E5 fits just fine. So does F5. And so does G sharp 5. Another idea you can use are dyads, basically root and third or root and flat third. So that's basically an A minor dyad right there, using your A and C note. So you can come up with some interesting sounds just going up the key or going up the scale. Another thing I like to do when writing riffs is retain a root note and then change what's on top. For example, obviously I changed the root note a couple times there, but hopefully that gives an idea of what I mean by staying on the root note and then just changing what's on top of the chord. So, neat way of creating different sounds. And again, you can also do more lead-based stuff. So you can solo on whatever you come up with. That's fine. If you feel that's the best thing for you to do, that's what your heart tells you to do, then go for it. Eventually, with more and more of these riff writing ideas, I will put constraints on things, such as no solos, or maybe you have to do a solo, or you have to use this chord or these 3 chords and see what you come up with, kind of thing. But for right now, since this is brand new, let's just go nuts with it. See what you come up with using the A Hungarian minor scale. If you have any questions about this stuff, please let me know. Again, we will use the hashtag MileHighShredRiff1. Put that hashtag in your YouTube video description, or make sure that's one of the tags you use in your Instagram video. So this way I can just search for that on December 21st or after that and find your stuff. So December 20th, that's the cutoff point. So please get all your stuff recorded and uploaded by then. So you can do video of it. If it's easier for you just to do an audio recording, that's fine. You should be able to upload something like that to YouTube. I mean, you'll have to convert it into a video. But anyway, that's up to you to figure out. There's plenty of stuff online to tell you how to do it. And if anyone has any suggestions on how to improve how we do this, I am definitely interested in hearing your opinions because, as I said before, I'm basically just winging this, figuring it out as we go. So hopefully you have fun doing this. You learn some things about Hungarian minor. Now get out there and start writing.